Hey, what's up guys and gals? It's me, your old buddy Mr. Moose, back with another edition of American Truck Simulator. And today it's a little something special for you. As you can tell, I'm going to be working with my shifter today so you guys can see it. I've gotten in my new Eaton Fuller Swift Knob, or the SKRS, from CSIO.tech. If you haven't heard about this, you need to check them out on the web at CSIO.tech. And what they've done is they've taken a standard Eaton Fuller Swift Knob that you could buy online to put into a big rig, and they have converted it over from what is a pneumatic device to a digital device, so you can put input and output into American Truck Sim or Euro Truck Simulator, and use basically the two switches on here as digital switches to tell the game to do a function, which is pretty cool. Basically what they did was they went inside, added in a couple of magnetic reed switches in here, tied all that into a USB card that is right here. Then you've got a cable that comes out the bottom and that goes into your computer. Now I'm going to go through putting it on my G27 and show you that part of it, and then we'll get into some driving and show it in operation. If you want more in-depth details about what it takes to install this, again, go to CSIO.tech and you can review all of their videos. They've done a really great job of doing installation for each of the different shifters out there, the G27, the Thrustmaster, Fanatic, all of that is on there, so you can check out how to get that. A couple little things I'll point out about this. Number one, the switches work real nice and smooth, so that's really nice. Normally these would have some pneumatic lines coming up in here. I think there's 4 lines that go up into here. They connect into a large metal piece that's right here in this section right here, and that whole thing basically is a giant diaphragm, and the switches divert the air, and that's what actually does the switching down in a switch box. So what they've done is tied into just the motion of the two switches. They work pretty good. I was expecting them to be a little bit tighter, but they're nice and free, and they work real good, and they're not hard to maneuver. The one thing with the workmanship on here that I was a little disappointed in is where the actual USB card sits right in here. Again, from about here, well, it's from about here down to here is one giant metal piece that's got a couple of inputs. They've run a cable down through one of the ports. They've drilled it out and run a cable down, and then there's a USB card that sits right here. That's not attached to anything, and it just kind of floats around in here. And so when your USB cable is attached to it, I could feel the whole thing sliding around just by moving the cable a little bit, and that really bothered me quite a bit. So what I actually went in and did was I took a couple of wire ties and wire tied the USB chip down so it was more secure in here. And then I've taken a little bit of electrical tape down here and just wrapped it around the USB cable, because just knowing how everything works when it's on here and it's moving around, that cable's moving around a little bit and a little bit, and if that just keeps jiggling on that connection, you're going to run the risk of that connection getting broken, or even if the card is wiggling around, you're going to run the risk of a solder joint breaking in there. So the one thing that I did just to snug mine up, I put 2 cable ties up here, and I did put a little electrical tape down here just to make sure that mine's going to last a good long time and fatigue's not going to take it out for me. With that said, installation is real simple. On my G27 right here, I got to take the knob off. Now to do that, if I just pry off this little cap here on the top, I take a screwdriver and I just wiggle down in here and unscrew. I would pull out a screw that looks, well, a little bit like that, but I had already loosened it up and pulled it out just a second ago. And so I usually just drop my screw back into there, put the cap back on, and then pull the cap off. Now you'll notice the cap's got sort of a little, well, you probably can't see it, this cap's got sort of a little indention in there. There's a little flat groove right here on the front of this shaft. And so what you want to do is you want to take your Eaton Fuller shifter, or your SKRS, set it on top of here so that the set screw is right up on that flat spot, and then you can just tighten it up with the provided Allen wrench that they give you. And once you do that, you'll have a nice tight fit that is not going to allow your shift knob to move around at all, and everything's going to be nice and snug. You don't want to torque it down too much, or put too much pressure on it, just enough to make sure that it doesn't rotate and it doesn't come up and down. Once it's pretty snug, you're good to go. Now you'll plug this into a USB port. Your computer will automatically recognize it as the SKRS from CSIO, and then you can go into your configurations and set it up. I'll show you that I've already selected mine. You'll just see up here in the drop down, you have to select it. So you see the CSIO-SKRS shift knob. And then I had to go through and come down here to where you have your shifter toggle, and you have to set it right here, and then exit out of the game, go into your controls and do a couple of things with that. I'm not going to get into all those details. They have a great video on how to do it over on CSIO's website. Go there, watch that video. If you do, it takes the installation and the setup of this in your game takes all of 2 minutes. I was done with it. It was simple, not a problem. So just go watch their video, come back, and you won't have any problems setting it up. Once it is set up and ready to go. And if we jump into the game, you will see that if I slip my little if I turn my shifter on, if you watch now, when I switch my little switch, my gear shift is switching from 5 high to 5 low. Again, you want to look right here. I'm trying to make sure I point at it. Right here on the route advisor, you can see that I've got my shift up there, as well as you can look on the dashboard. You can see the shifting on the dashboard. So I'm in 5 low right now. If I want to get down into the basement to get into first gear, all I've got to do is pull down, throw my range selector down, and I shift back in, and now I'm in first gear. And then again, if I need to go from low to high, I just throw the selector on the side here for my split, and that will take me into high range. And then I just shift through gears like normal. I go from 1 high to 2 low, over to 3 low, 4 low. I need to go upstairs, flip my range selector, jump into 5 low, slips high, 6 low, 6 high, 7 low, 7 high, 8 low, 8 high. It's that simple now, and it's all right there on your shift knob, just like it would be in a truck, and it just gives you that added bit of immersion into the game. So with all that said, we're going to leave the camera up as long as it stays up. I tried to record this video a little bit earlier, and for some reason my camera shut off on me, and yeah, it wasn't nice. So I've changed some things around, and hopefully everything's going to work out just fine. We'll go ahead and start our truck up. We're going to take a load, and we're going to do a run so that you guys can watch the shifter in action, and we'll go from there. So let me go ahead and jump over to the map here and find our load. I think we've got a nice small load to Reading that we can take. It'll be a short run. I don't want anything really long. So yeah, we got a road we can pick up at the Walmart, starting here in Elko, and we'll run over to Reading. It's a pretty good run. It's fragile. It's urgent, so we'll make pretty good money on it. It's actually one of our more profitable loads. We could call cars to Bakersfield, but I think the old Walmart run will work for us. So let's set our GPS to our destination, and we shall get on the road. So I want to be in first gear to pull out. And I do have my track IR enabled. I need to reset it because I had it turned off during that whole thing, so my head wouldn't be bobbing around the whole time while I was doing the introduction. Alright, so now I'm going to go from 4 low to 5 high, or 5 low, and that's just flipping the range here. And then if I want to go to 5 high, I just flip that, let off the gas, and I'm in 5 high. Now if I want to go back to 5 low, I just flip the switch back, let off the gas, and it puts me into 5 low. Back into 4. Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple and pretty nifty, right? And I'll tell you what, it beats having to go down here. All my stuff used to be right down here before I started using a shift knob, and I used to have to jump down here, hit a button, then reach back up here, shift gears, then reach back down here, hit a button, then hit a button, shift gears, and it was just, yeah, it wasn't fun. All right, so we'll jump in here, we'll grab our load. And just so you guys, when you're watching, I keep my hazards right here, and my engine brake is right down here. So if you see my hand jump down here, messing with anything, I accept loads up here, trailer over here. This is my parking brake here, and this is where I start the game or start the motor down here. So that just gives you an idea of what I'm doing if I'm pushing buttons around. All right, so we've got this brown logistics trailer here. All right, so let's back her up and grab it. There we go, we can trailer up. Jump outside real quick so we can look at our load. There we go. So yeah, brown integrated logistics. There's our trailer that we're hauling today. Maybe let's get a screenshot of that for our thumbnail for the video. So let's do that. Let's jump in here. And we'll come over here a little bit. As we do. There we go. All right. Snap a thumbnail and we'll be ready to rock and roll. All right, guys. Well, let's get on the road. And again, you guys can watch all the shifting that I'll be doing while we're headed out. Oh, come on, don't hit that fence. I was sure that was going to come on around and not catch that curb. Didn't want to clip that trailer over there. There we go. Swing around so we can get out of this place. Alright, and we are on the road. One other thing I really like about this shift knob being on here, and I've talked about this before with my other one, just the added weight of this thing makes your G27 so much smoother. Things just seem to float around and move that much better when you have that little bit of extra weight on it. And again, this piece up in here is solid metal. It's got quite a bit of weight to it. So it actually really does make everything feel a lot better and a lot smoother when you're shifting gears. Things just kind of go right into place. I hate to use the word float, but it does sort of float and snap right into place versus before where you had to like sort of snap it in there yourself. It just feels a lot better. All right, let's get on the road here. No need to work up through the gears there on half steps because you get so much momentum coming down off of that ramp. Now I will throw it here half a step, and then we'll just keep working up through the gears as we go along. So So one of the things I'm thinking about doing with this truck is changing it back over to a 13 speed. Most of the other trucks I've been driving, I've got on 13 speeds. They get better gas mileage, and they work up through they come up to speed much better. They have a better topping speed as well. And I've just been thinking about doing that. I built this truck with, with the extra axle and thinking, well, maybe I'd put some heavy haulage stuff in. But I haven't really found any good heavy haulage mods in the game. And so it just really doesn't make sense, to build a heavy haulage rig. So the 18-speed tranny in it doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. So I'm thinking I'm gonna, next time around, swap this thing back down to a 13 and run it there. And the nice thing about this is it works with anything you want. It will work with a 13 speed. It'll work with both the Eaton Fuller configuration and a standard configuration. So let's say I'm playing in ETS like I did last night on the live stream. I can use this just fine. I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, throw my range, and then I do the next 6 gears, 7, 8 through, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And it works absolutely fine for that. Same thing in this. If I want to run the 13 speed, all I have to do is, I basically shift gears like I do right now for an 18 speed. I just change the configuration of the game to the Eaton Fuller 13, and then I just shift 1, 2, 3, 4, throw my range. Then I have 5 low, 5 high, 6 low, high, 7 low, high, 8 low, high. It's no big deal there. So that's the cool thing about it. It will work for anything that you want to use it for. Now for you real truck drivers, just keep in mind it is an 18-speed shift knob, so if you're using it as a 13, it doesn't lock out in the low side of the basement. So if you're using a 13-speed shifter, when you flip the range down and you're in the basement, this lever right here is locked in place and won't turn until this is actually flipped up. But on an 18-speed, it works all the time. Alright, so another night run for us. Sorry about that, guys. It tends to do that to me. I tend to be driving at night all the time. So some folks have asked me about this truck and how I got the gears to appear on the dashboard. Apparently a lot of people are having problems with it. I haven't had any issues with it until the live stream a couple of nights ago where we went coast to coast. As long as I'm in California and Nevada, it works just fine, and my gears show up on the dashboard just like they are right now. The moment I go into the coast to coast map and leave what is the normal game, I lose my gear shift on my dashboard. So it has something to do with that mod or some sort of mod conflict. So if you're having that issue and your gears are disappearing, take note of where you're at. Are you in a mod like the coast to coast map, or are you in the standard SCS stuff when you're having that issue? Because when I was seeing the issue was when I was doing the whole coast to coast drive. It disappeared, but the moment I came back into Nevada, I didn't have any issues, and it was right back on my dashboard. Alrighty. Well, like I said, I don't want to do too big of a drive today for this video. This is really more about showing the shift knob off and talking a little bit to you guys about it, and just giving you a little bit more insight into how it works. I've described it in the, over the last few weeks, we've described it and talked about it quite a bit, but I figured seeing it actually in game, seeing the gear shift and how it went, would actually give you guys a real good idea of exactly what was going on and how it actually works. So so we are coming into the big town of Reno now, which means we're going to have to downshift here shortly, because all of y'all know that we have to slow down to 30 mile an hour for the interchange up ahead, which is absolutely completely wrong. I mean, you're on Interstate 80, and I think that's, what is that, 580 or something like that? It should be a cloverleaf or something of that sort, a diamond or a cloverleaf intersection. It should not be a controlled intersection of any type. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream last night. We did Euro Truck, sort of a throwback thing. I love this game, I absolutely do, but I'm starting to get burned out on it a little bit, in the sense that it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean? Off to Reading we go. Oh, I probably shouldn't have made that jump. I probably should have gone to 6 high. Alrighty. Back over here out of that lane. And we will head on up and make our way to Redding, California to make our offload. Anyways, we'll probably do a little bit of multiplayer this weekend on ATS. Thinking maybe, I don't know, maybe Saturday night might do a little ETS or ATS multiplayer. I mean, again, I'm just looking for ways to freshen it up a little bit and not be doing the same thing over and over and over again. There's a few people who probably will be joining me for the multiplayer, and then anyone who wants to join along can just tag along. But alright, so again, you see how easy it is to shift gears by just throwing your thumb back and forth. It makes it real nice using the shift knob. But if I do a multiplayer, I'll let you guys know in Discord. I'll just say something in there about where I'm going to start and what city I'm going to start in, what server I'm going to be on if I do that. And I'll just go until it becomes crazy, chaotic. Hopefully it doesn't. Probably leave it in 8 low. I don't like to drive too fast through all this. And plus, up ahead, again, I am running the MHA Pro map. I do know that there's a little change to this up ahead. I ran into it the other night when I was driving. It about threw me off because I didn't expect it, and it was quite a surprise. It was like a little either speed trap, roadblock, or construction zone. Something they've thrown up here, so I don't like driving too fast through this area. Yeah, it's up here where this Texaco is. Oh, not where the Texaco is. It's before you get to that. Maybe it's in a different road that I'm thinking of. Because this is almost the end of it. Must be a different road I was on when I got that. It was a shocker when I rolled up on it. I was like, ooh, never seen this before. Alright, so we got to go down here, make a left, make a right. Eddie's will be down there on the right, I think. So I guess it drops down to 40 right there for the Texaco now, but then it goes back up to 55. Alrighty. So we'll make our way right there. You can see our delivery is just up ahead. And we'll run up here, make our delivery, and we will be done. The only other thing about this that's a little awkward for me is I never had this collar that's down here on the bottom, right in here. They have an extension here that is the collar that you use to mount this up. I didn't have that on mine. All I did was slide an O-ring over the collar, and I just used that to take up the slack in between this piece and the shaft, and that worked well for me. I didn't really have any real issues with it. The collar makes this setup a lot higher, so it takes a little getting used to for me. So yeah, it does feel, it's a little awkward high. I need to get it down to where it's more right around in this area here, and I'd be happy with it. So I may have to redesign my desk a little bit right in this area, just so I can lower it down. Alright, here's the eddies, and wouldn't you know, I'm approaching it from the wrong direction. Or wait, let's see where you pull into this place at. Now I might be able to actually get into this one without too much of an issue. Nice. This one sits off a little bit. It's not nearly as hard to pull into as that other one. All right. We'll go ahead and pull on up in here a little bit so we can get our trailer in some. There we go. Switch ourselves into reverse. Pull on our backup lights. Start making our little turn here so that we can get ourselves backed in. Yeah, I just want to watch over here, make sure I don't smack a car while I'm doing this. I got a pretty good roll at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and straighten up. I don't want to hit that car over here. My trailer, come on around. And once I pass this car, I'll start really rotating back in. Should be good now. I'll have to pull forward probably a little bit. Go ahead and pull forward a bit. Think about which way I'm going here. Alright, now I want to pull forward and get a little bit closer to the building here. Because I'm about to make a tight turn to get it in there with all them cardboard boxes sitting there. And I want to get closer to that building than I was. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to make that turn. started too late. Started too late. Alright, let's see what we can do this time. Big thing is I don't want to hit those cardboard boxes. Yeah, I should be fine. Ugh, messing this one up. I'm just gonna back it in here and then straighten it up once I get in there. Those cardboard boxes are driving me nuts, and I've messed it up again. Alright, 15th time is the charm. I've just completely lost my mind on how to do it. That set of boxes right there is just driving me nuts. I've gotten all bent out of shape here. And today on American Truck Simulator, we watch Moose lose his mind over some cardboard boxes. Alright, try one more time to get in here. Never had this much trouble getting into this loading dock. Never, never, never. Alright, let's try one last time here. And I'm gonna cheat and use my watch out the rear view the whole time. I mean, normally I would be right up against that building and make this turn, and it works out really easily, but with these boxes right here, it makes it nearly impossible. Yeah, I mean, with those boxes in there, it makes it near impossible. I'm just gonna have to back in. Somehow see if I can turn it in there once I get inside, because those boxes are just way too far out. Sometimes I wonder if the guys who make these maps, things like this, sometimes I wonder if they actually drive them before they throw them into the game, because like I watched Bugs try to back a trailer into a Burger King, and he had a nightmare doing it, and I was just kind of like, nah, if I get that one, I'm just I'm taking the trailer off and leaving. Basically at this point I'm gonna just have to get all the way up here and just slowly inch this thing back into that corner somehow. Until I can get it all the way back in there. Keep switching the wheel the wrong way. I'm in serious need of a trailer brake right now. I don't want to use trailer brake though. Ugh. 1 inch at a time. Yep, I'm gonna have to break down and do it, as much as I don't want to do this. As much as I don't want to do this. Trailer brake. Make sure that is on the right button. It is. Pay no attention, people. I think it's actually in place. I really didn't want to. I don't like doing that. That is so not the way to do that. But it's about the only option I had at that point. Oh, look at there. Now I'm actually in position. And yeah, I know it gave me the little trailer icon a minute ago. Yeah. Alright, well. The worst, absolutely the worst parking job I've ever done in this game. I will say that without a doubt. I'm gonna stop right there and I'm gonna take it and be done with it. Oh man, that was absolutely the worst. Well, anyways, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed getting a shot at this and seeing how the oh man, I can't even think of the name of it right now. But the shift knob, the Eaton Fuller Swift Knob for the from CSIO Technologies works. It is the SKRS. And if you want more information, again, their website is CSIO.tech for CSIO Technologies. Go check them out and get more information about that. And anyways, thanks again, as always, for watching, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Have a great day. See ya. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you consider giving it a like, maybe even sharing it with your friends. It does help me out a tremendous amount and is greatly appreciated. Also, leave some comments down below. That's really the only way I can gauge if you guys are enjoying what's being put out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want daily notifications. I try to do a new video each and every day. Also, if you want to stay in touch with me and find out what's going on, our social links are down in the bottom left-hand corner. Twitter is where I usually announce schedule changes, live streams, and new video releases. Facebook's a great way to get in touch with me if you have any questions to ask. And of course, I am trying to get to 1,000 followers on Google+, which I know I'll probably be old and gray before that happens. But if you can jump over there and follow me, it would be super awesome. So if you like today's video, there's a whole lot more content on the channel. I hope you'll browse through it, find something to keep yourself entertained until the next video or live stream. Speaking of live streams, I try to do them nightly around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until the next time, thanks again for watching. See you soon.